How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SPY and Triple Q. I've been getting a lot of requests. People are asking me, Dre, what do you see it doing for this coming week? Is the market going to be bullish or is it going to be bearish? To give you guys an update inside of the Discord, we go over both of them every single day because we want to have a good idea of market direction, and we believe in knowing that the trend is your friend. So when it comes to this video, we're going to be taking a look at the daily chart, and we're also going to be taking a look at the weekly chart and what my thoughts are. So we're going to get into that right now, and then after those videos are over, I'll give you guys my final thoughts as well. So let's get started. So we're going to be taking a look at the chart for the SPY. Let's see how it performed on Friday real quick. So it ended up closing at 385.13, being up 1.91%. On the low, it tested around 380, and then on the high, testing 385. And as far as for the volume, we ended up seeing 79 million, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 73 million. So we had above average volume, which is no surprise due to the fact that July 15th was a big day for option expiries. So taking a look at this chart, which is a daily chart for the SPY, here's one thing that I want to point out to you. The 50-day EMA is a strong area of significance. So you could see here back in June, we were unable to get above this level, and as well as during the end of May. We've made those efforts, but that 50 EMA has just been a difficult area for us to actually get above. The last time we got above that 50 EMA was all the way back here on the 21st of April before we started selling off. So seeing where we are at right now, the 50 EMA is at 394.50. So what is a move that I want to see from SPY for this coming week? I want to see if it can get up to 393. We also have a gap that needs to be filled right at 400. So us having some price action above this 50 EMA would definitely be a good look, and we know a lot of stocks will be running alongside with the SPY as well. Another thing that we cannot forget, we did have a strong gap up on the Friday, and you can see it clearly here. So that means we have a gap to the downside, which is right here around 379. So can we fill this gap for the coming week? Yes, this is very possible, but it's an area I want to make sure you guys are not ignoring. As far as even the bounce that we had on the Thursday, that wasn't surprising either. We have tested these low 370 range. You could see it here happen multiple times on the 5th, and we also saw this on the 30th of June. We also see some more price action on this area on the 22nd, and as well as taking into consideration the 14th of June. So strong area of significance, and that's why I'm not surprised we had the bull stepping in, buying it up, and then we ended up moving up further. So we want to watch that 393, 394 area to see if SPY can get there for the coming week. And if it decides to fill in that gap at 400, that's when we know the market is being very bullish. And I want to show you guys very quickly the weekly chart, what's going on right now. It'll actually look a lot better. So when we take a look at this weekly chart, what do we see right here? We see consolidation. The market is getting ready to make a big move. And the position that it's in right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it could go either way. So they can decide to actually dump this market, and we can make a further low below this 362 area that we tested back on the June the 13th. So taking that into consideration, and since I feel that the market should be showing a bullish trend, I want to see us being able to actually make that move to 393, which is right where we have the 9 EMA on that weekly chart. And then, of course, if we are gaining a lot of momentum, that's where 400 will get reached. I don't see us being able to actually get above the 21 EMA or even the 50 EMA anytime soon. But again, I could be completely wrong on that, but I'm just not seeing it. But that's one thing you want to pay attention to. So overall in this weekly chart, you can see that we have some consolidation, and the market is going to be looking for a really big move. So we want to know whether it's going to be to the downside or whether it's going to be to the upside. But I'm going to be leaning bullish for this week, since we do have the Fed meeting that's going to be going on the week after. And that's where I say, well, you know what? If they give us a surprise, that's when they'll decide to really dump this thing. So we're going to be taking a look at the chart for Triple Q. Let's see how it performed on Friday real quick. So it ended up closing at 291.87, being up 1.81%. On the low, it tested 288, and then on the high, testing just under 292. Taking a look at the volume stats, you can see overall we traded at 63.818 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 61.078 million shares, which is of no surprise since we did have many options that were expiring expiring on the Friday. So when we take a look at the daily chart for the triple Q, of course you can see some similarities to the SPY. And the first thing that I'm going to be pointing out is the 50 EMA. When was the last time we were able to see price action above it? So when we take a look, the last time we had price action above the 50 EMA was all the way back here on April the 7th. And we could also see right here, it did try to make an effort back in the beginning of June and as well as at the end of May. And of course, it still wasn't able to get that close. Ended up selling off, and then of course we just kind of been consolidating within this range between 275 and as well as 296. So that means for this coming week, what do I want to see from triple Q? I want to see us being able to make that move to 296. We also have a gap that needs to be filled here, right here around 299. So again, you want to see triple Q getting to 300 to fill in that gap. And what would that mean? It would have to get above that 50 EMA where it experiences strong resistance. But we could start seeing that, you know what, that's where we see bulls are going to be getting into control. But does that mean that the market is going to start going to all-time highs, or should I say for triple Q? No. All right, I want to make sure I'm being clear about that, but that would be a strong move as far as getting above that 50 EMA. And you could also clearly see that triple Q is forming higher lows. So we had a low down here, right here around 269, then we have a low right here around 276, and then we have a higher low over here right around 280. So this is a bullish sign. Again, I want to see triple Q getting to at least 297. We make that move to 300, even better. But let's take a look at the weekly chart real quick so you guys can get a better picture of what's going on. So we're gonna fix it up. All right. So when we take a look at this weekly chart, it's very similar to the SPY. We have some consolidation. We could also see that the 9 EMA on the weekly is serving as resistance. And for us to get past it, what do we need to do? We have to make that move getting to at least 296. Again, it'll be very bullish if triple Q can get to 300 for this coming week. But do know, it's in a very similar position like the SPY. I know I keep saying this over and over again, but it's just getting ready for a big move. If it decides to go down lower, then of course it will take out the lows that we saw here back on June the 13th, and who knows, you might see triple Q trading at 265 to 260. But in my personal opinion, for this coming week, I'm looking for a bullish move to the upside. I'm not looking for us to be making new lows. If we are going to be making new lows, it will be coming the week after, just my opinion. Let's move on. So for my final thoughts for SPY and triple Q, there's going to be some opportunities for this coming week. Like I was saying, we noticed that there is some consolidation happening on the weekly, and as far as for the daily, we could see price action that is continuing to be on an uptrend. So taking this into consideration, we also have to understand what's going on inside of the market. So we had those CPI numbers that came out. Of course, it was not great whatsoever, but we ended up actually bouncing after getting this news and hitting support levels that we've seen in the past. And now that we are on an uptrend, I want to see us being able to reach those key levels to the upside that I talked about. If you don't know what those levels are, make sure that you're watching those charts that I went over. This is very important. And in regards to my thesis for SPY and triple Q, we are in earnings season. So that's part of the reasons why I feel like, you know what, we did not just let the market tank after those CPI numbers came out. So as far as earnings is concerned, we need to look out for some solid numbers. We want to see some great guidance. If that's what we're going to be getting, that's where I can see the market continuing to trend up. But we also can't forget that there's a Fed meeting at the end of the month. And guess what else happens at the end of the month? Apple's going to be releasing their earnings as well. But again, that is going to be for the week after. And of course, I'll make sure to put an update video for you guys so you're prepared for that. But as far as for this coming week, I do see some volatility, and that's why you want to make sure, keep an eye on that daily, keep an eye on that weekly. And of course, if you're a trader, you want to make sure that you have the smaller time frames. So whether you want to use the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, or the 1 hour, it is up to you. Find a strategy that you like. Inside of the Discord, like I said, we go over SPY and triple Q every single day because we want to have a good idea of what the market direction could be and where the bottom is and where the top is going to be. The reason why this is helpful because it gives us a good idea where we want to buy our calls and where we want to buy our puts, so we're able to maximize our profits and not get out of trades too early. If you want to be inside of Live, the Discord, then check out the link inside the description. And also, if you haven't done so already, download the free cheat sheet, the 5 strategies to trade options like a pro. I want you guys to see success in these markets, and I know that cheat sheet will help you out tremendously. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me your feedback down below inside of the comment section. I know I've been getting a lot of people asking for videos like this, so I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk soon.